Hello again, it's me, GRAMBO. Are you getting pissed off at what's going on right now in this country? Do you think or believe that the loony left is so terrified of Sarah Palin that they not only have to attack her, the sexist jokes, but people like that old man who's not funny anymore, David Letterman, making a joke about her daughter. She happened to have her 14-year-old daughter with her at the ball game. She was down here to do charity work for autistic children. And so he said that after the 7th inning, A-Rod knocked up her daughter. Well, the daughter she had with her, and he knew, was only 14 years old. And so he tried to cover it up with a half-hearted apology, which wasn't an apology, and said it was her 18-year-old daughter he was talking about. What's the difference? Why pick on her children? He also called her a slutty-looking airline stewardess. Yes, Bristol Palin had a child out of wedlock. It happens in every family. It's happened in mine. But David Letterman, he had a bastard child a few years, 6-7 years ago. He'd lived with the mother for 23 years, never bothered to marry her, had a baby with her. And then last year, he finally married her. She probably told him she was going to take the kid and run if he didn't. I don't know why anybody wanted to be married to him anyway. He used to be funny. I used to watch him years ago. I loved his stupid pet tricks. I loved, I think it was him that used to throw watermelons and things out of the 4th or 5th story window and see how they smashed on the sidewalk. He was funny. In fact, 2 years ago, he was funny. During the writer's strike, all the late shows were on tape, repeats, and I'd seen all Jay Leno's, who's my favorite. So I watched Letterman's, and he had some good shows. He really did, but he doesn't anymore. Every now and then I watch him. He's just a dirty, old, left-leaning, loony man. He's not happy. His 10 reasons or list of 10 every night are not funny. Jay Leno would never, ever have said something like that about Sarah Palin's daughters. If he did, he would have apologized. David Letterman is a has-been. I hope Conan's ratings go sky high. Get rid of Letterman. Now, this wonderful man who was killed, shot by this old kook in the Holocaust Museum last week, or earlier this week. He was a good man. He had a wonderful son that they showed, talking about his dad. He's just a little boy. He opened the door for this old man and assisted him to come in, and was shot. Well, now they're trying to blame that on Sarah Palin because of her views, which are perfectly sensible, and on Bill O'Reilly, or on Glenn Beck. The man had been a racist for years. He'd already been in trouble, long before Sarah Palin was even perhaps born. He was racist. He was a crazy old man who shot a wonderful, sweet man. And it was wrong. And he deserves to rot in hell for it. But it's nobody else's fault. There's plenty of hatred to go around. Sarah Palin has never, ever said anything racist, not once. Nor has Bill O'Reilly, or Glenn Beck, or Sean Hannity, or any of them. Do you think Obama has a daughter who's now 12? Do you think in 2 years it would be tolerated if the likes of David Letterman made sexual jokes about her getting raped during the 7th inning of a Chicago Cubs game or something? It wouldn't happen. You hear anybody say anything like that about Hillary Clinton's daughter? No. She's a lovely child. And she used to get picked on at first for some reason, and the Clintons made it clear they were not, that Chelsea was out of bounds. Obama's kids are out of bounds. They're off limits. But they seem to think that Sarah Palin's kids are fair game. They're constantly trying to discredit her. They are scared to death of her because I think she'll be able to beat Obama in 2012, and so do they. They had 14 ethics investigations or charges against her, the loons. She was exonerated of every one of them last week. None of them had any merit at all. But if they can't find something, they'll lie. Did you know in Minnesota, that Al Franken, they found that 3,000 dead people voted. Yeah. Yeah. Beyond the grave. 3,000 dead people. The only way that the loony left are going to get anything now is to cheat and lie. Everything is going to go either independent or Republican. You watch. They're fed up already. When Sarah Palin mentioned about the states, if we bail out California, the federal government will be in charge of California. And they'll impose whatever they want. And one by one, the states are going to be needing bailout money. And when they do, it'll be a domino effect until all 50 states are under federal control. And so they can approve of anything they want. They can raise your taxes. They can push same-sex marriage on you. They can push late-term abortions on you. They can tell you how you can spend your money. They can impose anything they want on the states. The federal government will be in charge of all the states, and so you'll have no more states' rights. Don't you see that? What is wrong with the loony left that they aren't seeing what is happening? There's just one thing after another. The federal government already owns 500 companies, and they're still getting them. Closing franchises for Chrysler and GM. Those people, some of them, I saw one tonight, had been in business for 85 years, a family business. They closed the dealership. They're going to put thousands and thousands of people out of work. But they have a reason. The unions want to keep the factories moving. And so they want the union vote, of course. It's all politics. It's all getting the votes in 2012. Just like with amnesty. Let all these illegals be legal and get on welfare and food stamps and Medicaid and this wonderful health care thing, and on and on and on, and they'll definitely vote for the loony left. Why should they get amnesty? We've got people that are productive waiting in line to come into this country. Why should we give them amnesty? Oh, well, I'm out of time.